Lotus Flower Book Club book polling announcement. I am super excited this evening to be able to come to you live from the Emerging Hope Ministries in the beautiful city of Kalamazoo, Michigan. And yes, we have the results of our poll. As you know, we have been polling for the last 2 days on the Lotus Flower Book Club Facebook Live page. We've been scrolling and we've been announcing and we've been letting you know what the books were that you could vote on. We have a summary of each of the 4 books that you were able to read over, and then you could take it a step further from there and even read further about those books and find out what each one entails in detail. So I want to let you know tonight that we had 4 books that you could select from. The first book was The Royal Holiday by Jasmine Gilroy. The next book was by Tony Evans. He's a renowned African American pastor, and his book, one of the books that he's written, is entitled Your Comeback. Your past doesn't have to determine your future. The next book that we were polling was The Three Mothers, how the mothers of Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and James Baldwin changed the nation. The next book that we were polling was entitled Shifting, the Double Lives of Black Women in America by Cherise Jones and Camilla Shorter Gordon. Now, all 4 books, if you ask me, are excellent books that you might want to read. They are just excellent. I must say that I have read, oh dear, where did it go? I must say that I have read all 4 of the books. And in reading all 4 of the books, I have been so pleased with them. I want you to know that the Lotus Flower Book Club was started as a platform just for you. And I've got to reach down and get this stuff for a minute. The book club was started just for you, my listening audience, with you in mind. Because I know that sometimes when we're out here reading, that we want to be able to read with other people. We want other people to share in what we think about the book, share in the plot about the book, and just kind of be able to talk with someone else about that particular topic of interest. And so I wanted to start the Emerging Hope Lotus Flower Book Club because I know that there are very few platforms for African American books to be highlighted and spoke about. And so it was important for me to start this book club just for you, so that you could feel like you have a place to share your thoughts and ideas, and that you could feel validated, listened to, and heard. Now, I do want to express sincerely that the book club, even though it's an African American book club, it is for all people, not just for African American people. However, it is an African American platform, meaning that the books that we are reading are by African American authors, and they are excellent authors, and they are authors that you've got to get to know more about so that you can help to promote their work. And that those of you that are not people of color, I want you to begin to read these books because it'll help you to get to know more about our culture and about the way we think and the way we do things from a spiritual perspective, from a secular perspective. We have a romance book here from a romantic perspective, and everything is inclusive, especially the book that talks about shifting the double lives of African American women. That is a very educational book that talks about the stereotyping and the glass ceiling and things that happen to African American women day by day by day, that sometimes we hide. When we're at work, we hide behind the glass ceiling, or we hide behind the mask because we're afraid, to come out and say how we really are feeling, because we think that it may cause some type of friction and cause us to lose our job or lose respect there at the office. But do we really have respect if people aren't appreciating who we really are? So that book, Shifting, is an excellent book. And then the book by Jasmine Gilroy, The Royal Holiday, it's a wonderful book. It's just wonderful. It talks about a trip that the character was taking in the book. She was taking a trip, and when she was taking that trip, she kind of came upon someone very, very, very special to her. I won't go into more detail about it because I want you to read it. But she came into something that she never thought that she would, and it's an excellent book as well. And Tony Evans' book is just wonderful. It talks about your comeback. It doesn't always have to determine your future. What if you may have had a setback, or if you might have had experienced something adverse situation in your life, that doesn't have to determine what your future is going to look like. Actually, it can help to catapult you into your now, into your today. And so that's an excellent book as well. And then I was really, really pleased when reading the book, The Three Mothers, of how the mothers of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and James Baldwin had helped to shape the nation. It really took a different perspective on these three men. Oftentimes we talk about these three men and these three men only. We don't usually look at the perspective of the mothers and what they went through. And so this book is really a blessing to us, because it shows us the strength of these women, and it shows us their greatness, and it shows us how they actually helped to shape their families, shape these young men into the characters that they were when they were alive. And they did all of this under the umbrella of those Jim Crow laws way back when, under racism and all of that. And they pushed forward. There was something unique about these three women. And I won't tell you any more about them, because I want you to be able to read this book for yourself. But it is excellent. I'll tell you, it is just excellent. And so those 4 books we were able to highly recommend and use in our poll. And I'm trying to stall tonight, as you see, because I don't want to reveal the choices just right up front. But I do want you to know that we had over 200 people participate in the club polling, and you all came and you showed up, and for that we are so grateful to know that people out there enjoy reading just as much as we do, and enjoy reading African American material just as much as we do. And so I want you to know that your votes have been counted and they've been calculated, and I'm going to now reveal them. So of the votes that were polled, the first book, Jasmine Gilroy's Royal Holiday, received 36 votes. Yay! Jasmine Gilroy, The Royal Holiday, as you can see, received 36 votes. The next book, by Tony Evans, Your Comeback Doesn't Have to Determine Your Future. That book received 48 poll votes. 48 poll votes for Tony Evans, Your Comeback. Yes. The next book, The Three Mothers, how the mothers of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and James Baldwin changed the nation, received 56 votes. Yay! 56 whole votes for that book. Yes. So we have the top 3 books thus far out of the 4. We had 36 votes for Jasmine Gilroy's Royal Holiday. We had 48 votes for Tony Evans. Your comeback doesn't have to determine what your future will look like. And we had 56 votes for the three mothers, how the mothers of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and James Baldwin changed a nation. Now, our top vote receiver for the book poll was Shifting the Double Lives of African American Women. Yes, that book received 69 votes. Yes, 69 votes. Shifting the Double Lives of Black Women. It received how many? 69 votes. And for that, we are just so super excited to announce that our book for the month of July will be Shifting the Double Lives of Black Women in America. We will begin reading this book immediately. I want you to know that you can purchase your copy of the book on Amazon.com or wherever books are sold. Please purchase your copy of the book right away and begin reading. And we will begin our discussion of the book as we go along on our Lotus Flower Facebook page. We'll begin to discuss back and forth. And then on the third Thursday of the month of July at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will get together once again and we will go over the books. We'll have some questions that I would have formulated for you. We'll have some questions that you would have formulated for me. And we'll discuss the book chapter by chapter in detail. However, like I said, until then, we do have a dedicated page, the Lotus Flower Book Club page, that we'll discuss back and forth with one another about what we're finding as we go along in the chapters. The book club page is also there for you to share your thoughts and ideas and any prayer requests that you might have, or anything else that you might want to discuss outside of the actual book topic. That page is there for you because we are a group. We are a group of women and men that are like-minded individuals, and we're building a community. And in building a community, we want to be there to support one another through our daily lives. So once again, thank you for joining the Lotus Flower Book Club polling over the last 2 days. Thank you for casting your votes for these books. I'm sure that you'll enjoy reading Shifting the Double Lives of Black Women in America. And I'm sure that you'll also enjoy reading the other books at your leisure. Just because they didn't win or weren't selected as the book for July doesn't mean that you cannot purchase those books and read those books. Thank you once again for your support. I hope and I pray that you find yourself in a good place at this time in your life. I hope and I pray that you are blooming and that you are blossoming and that you are glowing and flowing, and that through reading, it will only give you a greater depth of who you are and a greater potential to be able to be a blessing to someone else just through reading a book. Imagine that. I am the Reverend Dr. Pamela Robinson, and I'm the co-pastor of the Emerging Hope Ministries in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I'm also the founder of the Lotus Flower Book Club. And I am super excited to be in partnership with you all. If you are not an actual member of the book club, please log on to the Facebook group through the Lotus Flower Book Club and leave your information, and you will become a member of the group. Thank you for the 40 plus members that are a part of this group. For you, we are grateful. And for you, we are thankful. Without you, there would be no group. So with you, there is a group. So once again, thank you. And we look forward to having another announcement very shortly in the coming days where we will be giving away a few books and a few other prizes, only though to the Lotus Flower Book Club members. So you must be an actual book club member to receive one of the free books or one of the free prizes that we will be awarding to you today. So I want you to know that we are here waiting for you, listening and hoping that you will join us in our book club and become an actual member with us on our virtual book club. Maybe now that things are opening up, you will be able to actually meet with us in person. Who's to say, maybe in the coming months, things will open up to the degree that we'll actually be able to all get together and gather at a common place, maybe a coffee house, and we'll be able to gather at that coffee house and we'll be able to meet and we'll be able to discuss the books in person. However, until then, I want you to know that we will begin to meet virtually just like we're doing now, and we'll just touch bases with one another through the virtual room at the Lotus Flower Book Club, and we will begin to really gel together as a group. It's been a beautiful 5 months with you all, and each month we gained more members of the group, and each month the group's depth grows even more fuller, like it should be doing. And not only do we have African American members, we have Caucasian members, we have other members from other racial groups as well. The group is inclusive of everyone. So once again, feel free, if you're not a member of the Lotus Flower Book Club, feel free to join the club and become a actual member. However, you are more than welcome to participate in the club, even if you are not a member. Thank you so much and have a blessed evening. Bye-bye for now. Have a good evening.